Hello my dear friends and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Joycey Joy and today in this lecture we will be discussing about the scope and need for syncing Aadhaar with that of voter IDs. So we will see why it is needed to sync Aadhaar with that of voter IDs and how it is significant or what significant it has to increase the transparency, accountability and the voter turnover ratio in the country. So we will be discussing about all these in detail in this lecture, and from your UPSC perspective this is a very important lecture for your mains examination because this is a topic which is analytical in nature. You have to analyze the need and significance of linking or syncing Aadhaar with that of voter IDs. So questions will be framed in such a manner where the examiner would be analyzing whether you can analyze and understand why there is a need and significance for such a syncing. So from that perspective, we will discuss this issue in detail. So let us first come to the current affair. So the current affair in this topic is that after the general elections of 2019, several criticisms have come up. And these criticisms were mainly of the denial of the voting rights of many individuals. We know that India is the world's largest democracy and the democratic values of our country is entrusted with the voting process or with the elections in the country. So the biggest or the most significant right of the citizens in this country is the right to vote. So by voting or by electing their representatives, the citizens are participating in the democratic process of the country. So any kind of discrepancies in the voter eligibility or regarding any kind of denial of voting rights has serious implications on the democratic values of the country. So even if a question is asked, your introduction or conclusion can be based on the democratic values of India and the electoral system. How does it support the democratic values? So considering this, the denial of the voting rights of individuals needs to be assessed and evaluated deeply, and by analyzing that, we see that there is a wider scope for syncing Aadhaar with that of voter IDs in order to increase the voter turnover ratio. Now let us first discuss about some of the concerns regarding the registration. So first thing is that several people, many citizens were unable to register to vote. So in order to vote, they had to register and they were not able to register. And there are many reasons for not able to register. For one reason can be unawareness of the registration. Second reason can be regarding the methodology of registration. Third one can be an inconvenience for the citizens. So there are many factors that had led to many of the people or many citizens not being able to register to vote. Second one, if we talk about the responsibility of the Election Commission of India, Election Commission of India is responsible for the free and fair conduct of elections in the country. So Election Commission has with the body itself entrusted the responsibility of conducting the elections, and that too in a free and fair manner. And within the responsibility or within the scope of the responsibility of the Election Commission of India falls the responsibility of intimating or informing the eligible voters who have not registered yet. And the Election Commission does this information or passes this information through mass campaigns. This is because of the huge size of Indian population. It is not easy to identify each and every voter who has not registered and go to each and every voter who has not registered and to make them register. So Election Commission of India does this process of registration or informing the citizens about the process of registration through mass campaigns. Now regarding a new voter. So currently the easiest way to freshly apply for registration or to be registered as a voter is to fill the form 6. This form 6 on the NVSP. NVSP is National Voter Service Portal, and Election Commission of India ECI's app is also available. So this is the easiest way for a fresh voter to register. So these methods can also be used, but this process is very much difficult or this is a cumbersome exercise. Now if we consider these concerns or challenges, Aadhaar can serve as a potential method by which the process can be simplified. Now later in this lecture we will see how Aadhaar can help out in this issue. But before that, let us understand what has went wrong with the voter rolls. Now firstly, if we talk about the procedure, many of the government functionaries or the government officers, they have got discretionary powers, and these discretionary powers empower these government officials or the functionaries to remove the names from the voter list. And also, Election Commission of India has the right to disqualify the citizens from voting under certain circumstances as per the Constitution of India. So, the Election Commission of India maintains, and it is indeed mandated to publish the list of people who are disqualified from voting or from taking part in the election process. But even though the constitution or the rules mandate that the election commission has to publish the list of persons who are ineligible in each state, it does not mandate the reasons for the ineligibility. So this is a serious drawback. Now, second reason is that there is an absence of contact details with the Election Commission of India. And thirdly, there is an increased political adventurism. So this political adventurism means any illegal practice. For example, if a person casts multiple votes or a person votes in multiple booths, these are all illegal practices. So these are all some of the political adventurism examples. So these are all some of the reasons which pose a serious challenge to the voter rolls. Now, how can Aadhaar help in this regard? Now, during the registration, Aadhaar holders could give consent to the Election Commission to have their contact details shared. So in the Aadhaar, there is a contact detail. So this contact detail can be shared with the Election Commission of India. So this is one way by which the Election Commission can take steps to intimate the voters regarding the registration. And Aadhaar has features like anti-fraud and anti-duplication or deduplication features. So these features can be used in order to stop illegal practices like multiple votes or a person casting multiple votes in different booths or casting multiple votes. Such type of illegal practices can also be stopped to a larger extent. Now let us also understand some other problems that had come up in the general elections of 2019. The first issue was with regard to the details of a particular person. Several persons were not able to cast their vote because there was differences between the details on the rolls and the ID documents that they present for validation. So when you go for voting, you have to present your ID or your documents. So the ID document and the voter roll or the electoral rolls, both of them would be carrying different information. And this was one reason many people were not able to cast their votes. Now, for example, a person who is married. So there is every chance that the person can change the surname, especially girls. So surname can be changed, the address can be changed. So all these will lead to differences between the details given in the ID and also the voter rolls. So in these cases, the involvement of Aadhaar can address this issue to a larger extent. The second reason was regarding the relocation. So in case of relocation, it is easy for citizens or people to update their Aadhaar. So this will help them cast their vote in the new location. Now what is the way ahead? So when we discuss about the way ahead, we must understand what are the possibilities or what are the positive aspects of syncing Aadhaar with that of voter IDs. The first thing is that many of the issues that are posed by voter IDs can be remedied with the usage of Aadhaar or by syncing Aadhaar with that of voter IDs. First of all, Aadhaar provides an option for unique identification. This is through biometric data or biometric information. So this can be used to confirm the uniqueness of the person and to avoid some kind of illegal practices, for like example duplication of the votes or multiple votes casted by same individual, etc. And in this regard, the Election Commission of India has already demanded the syncing of Aadhaar databases. And this issue is pending with the Supreme Court since 2017. And according to some of the recent reports, the Election Commission of India will be resuming these activities. That is, it will again recommend to sync Aadhaar with that of voter IDs. And also it must be remembered that Aadhaar is the only universal de facto identification infrastructure present in India or available in India at present. So this can be made utilization to the maximum. By syncing Aadhaar with that of election IDs, the transparency can be improved by stopping or regulating the illegal activities, and also the voter turnout ratio will increase, indicating that India is becoming a better democracy. Better participation or people participation in the electoral process can be ensured. You can find the PDF of this lecture on our website www.studyiq.com. Thank you.